Hi guys, Mark here. I hope you are well. Here you can see a relatively simple paracord lanyard. It is made out of a single strand of paracord with a technique that I refer to as a continuous round braid. It is also decorated with a simple Gaucho fan knot. This project is more on the easy side. You're going to need a few basic supplies, a bit of effort and patience. So if you're interested, join me and let's make one together. When it comes to supplies, our main supply is going to be 12 feet of paracord. A piece of hardware, such as a keyring or a carabiner, is going to add some functionality to your lanyard. A lacing needle is recommended. Scissors and a lighter are standard for working with paracord. Let's begin. Before I begin my tying, I take a scrap piece of paracord and I tie it either on a door handle or onto a table leg. So you simply reef knot the two ends together to form a loop. This loop then holds your cord while you're tying your lanyard. So, now that you have your loop, feed one end of your cord through it, take your other end, and make sure that the two ends are of equal length. Like this. Now twist your two cords together. You take the left end, you twist it away from you, place it over the right end. Take the new left end, twist it away from you, place it over the right end. Take the new left end, twist it away from you, place it over the right end. So keep twisting until you reach a length of about 1.5 feet. After twisting our two ends for 1.5 feet, we're going to join our loop and the two ends. We take our two ends, we place one to the left, one to the right. We take our loop, we place it to the center in between the two ends. Take the left end, pass it through your loop. Take the right end, pass it through the loop behind the left end. Like this. So this connects the loop plus the two ends. We're now going to transform our two twisted ends into the 4-stranded round braid. To do this, we open up the next twist just above. So you open it, you insert the left end, you insert the right end behind the left end. Continue the same way. Open up the next twist just above, insert the left end, insert the right end behind the left end. Repeat until you go around and reach your two ends again. So, here. Open up the next twist. Feed the left end through. Take the right end. Feed it through behind the left end. You can see that we are forming the 4-stranded round braid. You can easily tighten up your braid a little bit, starting here, going through the braid, removing slack. Once you do a full circle, move this part here off to the side. So something like this. Take the two ends and pass them under a strand on the other side. Like this. We're now going to tie a decorative knot here to join these two sides together in a secure way. We now tie a decorative knot over this part here. To make things easier to see, I put a bit of paper over this part. This is the end result. We begin with a 7-part 3-bight Turk's head. Take a cord, attach a lacing needle. Wrap around, pass under the standing end. So under, continue wrapping, passing over your standing end. Keep wrapping, until you reach your standing end again. Double it up, passing under over. On the right, pass the opposite to this cord. So we begin over, under 2, over 1, reaching the standing end again. The standing end is doubled up. We travel in between the 2 parallel cords and we do the opposite. So over, under 2, over 1. On the right, we again have 2 parallel cords. We travel between them and we do the opposite. We begin under, over, under, over, under, over, like this. We have now reached the standing end. Pass your cord alongside the standing end, tying your knot. To make the cord a bit easier to finish, I'm going to pass it under the knot all the way to the right. This finishes one of our cords. Now we're going to add in a Gaucho fan knot interweave. First, I'm going to loosen up my knot a little bit just to make my future tying a bit easier. We are now going to weave in our second cord to add a Gaucho fan knot interweave. Remember that this part here, so the working end of our first cord, is not really part of any sequences. So don't go under it or over it when you're tying your Gaucho fan knot interweave. We start on the left of our first standing end. We double it up, doing what it does. Like this. So under, over, under, over, under, over, and under on the right. Since we exit with an under, we're going to re-enter with an over. So over, under, over, under 2, over, under, over 2. Since we exit over 2 on the left, we're going to re-enter with an under. So under, over, under 2, over, under, over 2, and under on the right. Since we exit with an under, we're going to re-enter with an over. So over, under, over 2, under 2, over 1, under 2 over 2. On the left, again, since we exit with an over, we're going to re-enter with an under. So under, over 2, under 2, over 1, under 2, over 2, and under 1. On the right, again, we exit with an under, so we're going to re-enter with an over. So over 1, then under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, and over 2 on the left. Place your working end alongside the standing end of your second chord. So under here, passing under 2. I passed the second end under the knot all the way to the right as well. Like this. Now we're going to tighten up our knot, finishing up our project. You begin at your first standing end, you go through the knot, removing slack, finally pulling it out into one of your working ends. You do the same thing with the other standing end. So you go through the knot, pulling out slack, tightening up the knot. Like this. This is one pass of tightening. I'm going to do at least one more, if not two. I need to get from this knot to a more compact one, such as this. When the knot is tight enough, trim the ends. Push them under the knot. Roll the knot under a plank. Finally, attach a keyring or other piece of hardware. Our project is complete. So guys, a relatively simple yet decorative paracord lanyard. It is done in an interesting and different way. Thank you very much for joining me today. Consider supporting the site on Patreon, and I'll see you next time.